Out and good morning. Welcome to our Monday morning product chat for February 8th, 2 days after the epic event of Amplify Nova, which we all attended, or most of us did. And boy, was that the afterglow still glowing here in Montana. I'm sure it is with you too. And I thought it'd just be fun to share any, inspirations that might have come from that. Just so you know, we're going to have a highlights call this evening. We did intend to have Jim Caldwell on. He called back or texted back and apologized. His flight got changed and he's going to be in the air while we're online. So he won't be zooming in from Delta Airlines, I don't think. But so he sends his regards. But we're going to have a number of our directors and folks. We have a call right after this one. Those of you that are directors, a little reminder, we have a highlights planning call, a Monday evening planning call. So this is going to be a pretty fun call tonight where we're just going to touch upon the highlights of the event and for people that were there and for people that weren't. So anyway, I just thought it'd be fun to share any inspiration. And Coach Clarissa, if you wouldn't mind sharing, you shared a story that was very nice before everybody got on. You want to share, you're already sharing Jason's
Okay.
story and the results you're getting.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone. It's 10 o'clock here, my time. I'm on Central, but some of my teams, it's just
Okay.
9 a.m. and
Thank you for
6
doing that because that
p.m.
needs to
their
be,
time.
checked on.
Yeah, we got, I'm going to mute everyone. Hold on a second. So, and Clarissa, you'll have to unmute yourself now. So this way we'll have a clear line. There you go.
All right. Okay. So this is the difference. What separates us from those participants and leaders. Leaders lead the way, right? And what inspired me from that awesome, right, our Nova, there's no hype, but all information. Okay, so what I did, I took one step at a time. What inspired me, because I'm an athlete, I know a lot of athletes around the world. So I took the story of Jason. I sent, I messaged some of my co-athletes, hey, do you know Jason? Of course, scene mode. And then I know that they will read that. And then I sent, hey, please watch this. And then I slept, like last night, I slept. And then woke up this morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. It's like, hey, coach, I like that. I want to buy it. And he said, okay, jump in on my Zoom. I have an info session. I want you to be one of my special guests. And then soon after, just right after, so one of the athletes purchased the silver, and one of my friends, good friend, because she saw me stop when I stopped from running. So she said, hey sis, I'm gonna purchase for my family as well. So just this morning to one closed silver and one potential probably diamond.
Wow. Wow, that's so beautiful. And it's interesting that while we were watching, Jason's story, Robin's sitting here going, oh, they got to add that to InTouch. And she goes and checks InTouch and it was already there. So it wasn't before his story, but right after he was done, boom, they had it loaded in InTouch. So you can share that story with any athlete, it's going to be a new fun shareable. And what a wonderful spokesperson for our company.
And he's on our team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's under Onyx.
Oh, and he's on our team under Onyx Cole. Congratulations. She outdid us. She had more registered people. She's part of the Live Younger community, but she, leaders, at certain points sometimes break off, and Onyx has her own team, and they're putting the numbers on the board. That's for sure. I think to control the background noise, I think we're going to start with these calls because we're starting to get more and more people on it, is just to mute everybody. So right now, everybody's muted. And if you want to talk, just unmute yourself instead of me having to watch for where the noise is coming from and who to mute. Everybody's muted except me now. And so So if you'd like to share any inspiration, product story that you had, go ahead and unmute yourself, and we'd love to hear from some of you today.
Gregory, I'd like to say something. I had
Yeah.
sent that Jason story out to several folks, and one guy that was kind of on the fence for the last couple of weeks, he's ordering today. So that pushed him over the edge, and he said, "Oh my God, I really like that." And he's a guy that works out. And I got a couple other athletes that I'm got on Coach Clarissa on my on my radar. Thank you. Can you share with us particulars that you said on the follow-up info Zoom? Anything in particular that might be unique in that follow-up info
Okay.
you invited them to?
Because what I do, I screenshot Jason's picture. Okay, it's like you're gonna pick their attention, just like what Gregory mentioned about the whole our sessions, right? Previously. So, do you know Jason? And then you send them his picture. And then if you have previous conversation, it's fine to send right away the in touch. But I will not send the in touch right away if I don't have previous conversation, because you don't want to be you don't want to in touch if you haven't talked to them yet. So to answer your question, after the info session said, "Hey, I am hosting this call about athletes, and I want you to be there. You will thank me for this. This is free for you. This info session is free for you. So I'll see you there." So that conviction will make them see you on that info session.
Great, thank you. And so Jason's video is now in the InTouch library. So if you're familiar using InTouch, you now have a new arrow in the quiver. Great, who's next?
It's under product testimonials.
It's under product testimonials, Robin said.
Well, I'll share. Of course, we all loved hearing from David, didn't we? I mean, the quintessential leader, posture, grace, intelligence. He's so articulate. He just, I mean, I listen to him and it's like being in a meditation retreat. Just like everything just gets calm and centered, and he is the most outstanding spokesperson and representative model of what this technology can do for us. And not only his sharing of the science, which blew me away. And my boyfriend, who's a medical doctor, again, just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm going to have to share this even more. But the way he ended the conference, I was like, okay, this man, okay, I'm going to go a little woo-woo on you guys. This man is tuned in, tapped in, turned on to something way, way, way beyond physical. Way beyond the physical. I said to Tony, I said, did you notice he had thousands of people around the world envisioning a future? And we all know, because through the pandemic, I'm sure many of us have participated in meditations, global meditations for enlightenment, for peace, for healing, for the planet. That is what David did. He pulled us all in, thousands of people from all over the world. And we imagined a better, more positive humanity and future. And I was just, I mean, words can't express my gratitude for this man, this company, and all of you, this wonderful community that we have. So we have a lot of power, y'all. We have a lot of power to create a bright and beautiful future. And David kind of opened that up for us. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Michelle. That was, for me, that was the highlight of the conference. Those last 10 minutes with David is like, oh my gosh. He is a planetary visionary. Beautiful. Who else would like to share? Just unmute yourself if you'd like to share anything.
I had a takeaway that I'm going to use with my people. I'm in the 70+ age group, and he when he said that the cells stop dividing at about age 70. I thought that was a very, very important point to share with people because you can talk to them about health benefits and stem cells and different things like that. But if you think your cells stop dividing and you're stuck with the ones you have for the rest of your life, that's a little bit frightening. And I think that oh, I'm going to double up on my patches. I think that's a pretty good point for people in my age group because that it really impressed me and it made me. I mean, I was already committed to them for the rest of my life, but it just doubled that commitment, I think.
That's beautiful, Michelle. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I've only got 2 years to go. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
One of the many highlights for me was the talk by Michelle,
Uh-huh.
and the part when she said the enemy of success is not failure but comfort, and that really hit home. I mean, I think it is so sometimes so hard to get going with what we want to do, what we need to do.
Yeah.
So that was an amazing motivator for me.
You know, and while you're saying that, thanks for sharing. You know, one of the things I wanted to share, you know, we always hear, get out of your comfort zone. And somebody reframed it for me, says, you don't have to get out of your comfort zone, just stretch it. You know, get out there a little bit, you know, maybe get off the couch, but you don't have to get out of your house. Because right now with the pandemic, you get some places you're not allowed to, right? But, you know, stretch your comfort zone. Yeah.
And it's lovely what she said about making your boxes. You know, that's what I've done this morning. I put up 10 boxes that I want to achieve this year and that are different from what they were last year. So it was really amazing to get going. And I love what you said, Clarissa, also. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, on Michelle, one of the things I liked was just the turn in the one word, you know, rather than saying what's the worst that can happen, but changing it to what's the best that could happen. That change is huge, right? A small one word thing.
You know, and at some point we'll have to have Robin give her famous talk about a backward focus versus a forward focus. And that's the switch. You know, people are so riveted in the rear view mirror of what happened before, and that could happen again, as opposed to what's the best thing that could happen? Live in the infinite, live in the future. That was beautiful. Thank you, Zena. That was great. Who else? We've got a little bit more time to share. Yeah, go ahead, Kira.
For me, the very subtle change in how the patches were referred to as technology helps me a lot because when I would say a light technology patch, people immediately think of something that they can get, you know, at any store that is for a variety of things. So calling it light technology sets it apart and gives and makes them curious as to just what I'm talking about. So that and everything else that everybody else has said.
Yes, wearable technology, and I know how Jim Caldwell's been referring it to it for a long time. So, you know, we are a technology company. Isn't that wonderful? Who's next? You know, and I forgot, Michelle, you're supposed to be hosting this call.
It's okay, Gregory. This is a little bit unusual today. And we're all, you know, it's fine. I got on a minute or two late, so this is great. That's fine. It's all good.
Oh, we had a couple of guests here that have, you know, been involved. They're distributors, local distributors, longtime friends, been involved, but didn't really click until Saturday. They're coming back later this week for a grow session, you know, and they've made the decision. They're going for the gusto. So we're very excited. So, you know, I'm hoping that we can use snippets of that event. And so I guess it's available, Robin, it's available for viewing on our Facebook group, Live Younger, and also on the Corporate Business Facebook group. And if you're a registered guest, it's available for viewing because you should have a replay link.
It's coming out in the newsletter.
The link's coming out in the newsletter, the corporate newsletter,
Our newsletter.
our newsletter.
I already posted it.
Oh, okay. We don't always communicate on everything.
Hey, Gregory, speaking of communication, I was interested to know more about the light communication system. I heard David talk about that's part of what makes this whole patch thing, balance the chemistry in our bodies.
I think that's the meridians, don't you think, that he was referring to?
Yeah, it could be, but I just hadn't heard that phrase before.
Yeah, no, I haven't either, but I just immediately assumed he was referring to the meridian system, which is, working on energy, and light is energy. So does anybody else have a different perspective on that? Okay. So I guess there was a promo you're all aware of that I guess is good for 2 more days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, buy 2 X39 and get a free Silent Night and glutathione. So that's, $100 worth of free product for a $300 worth of product for $200. So that's a nice little bonus if you'd like to, especially after David's recent talk on, Silent Night. And the Spring Sprint, that's the special, it's going for a month, where you're going to accumulate points, which I'm not going to try and get into. I'm going to let you read that because it's too confusing to explain on the phone over the Zoom. But it's exciting. So who else would like to share anything? Anybody like to share an inspiration or a product story? If you had a recent product story you'd like to share, that'd be great. That's normally what we do on Monday Call, but it kind of got circumvented here by, the excitement from the conference.
Hey, Gregory, I'll share about Silent Night.
Okay.
So I've tried, of course, before I reached a certain age, shall we say, sleep was no problem. I mean, I'm talking 9-10 hours every night, no worries. I went to bed, hit the pillow, and then woke up 9 hours later. And then as I started to, get a little bit older and sleep didn't come as easy, I tried pretty much everything short of drugs. And even that, I considered that as well. And so what I found is that it really took a combination, and it took what Robin said, figuring out why are you not sleeping is huge. But Silent Night, the taurine made a big difference for me. 1,000 milligrams of taurine, as David suggested, every night made a huge difference, as well as sometimes using Eon if I feel a little bit more stressed. But I use Alavita every night, and then I use the Silent Nights. And you have to play with the placement of Silent Night. It's not the same for everyone. So for me, behind my right ear works most of the time. But if I wake up in the middle of the night and I just simply can't get back to sleep, I will pull it off that area and stick it on my third eye and my forehead. And I'll almost always go immediately back to sleep. So play with the placement of Silent Night when you take advantage of that promo, and see what works best for you.
Thank you so much, Connie. That, the Silent Nights, there are so many people with sleep issues, and I've heard that again and again, that the placement's important. And it looks like Stacy, you have your hand up, and then Victoria, you're waving, but we'll go to you next. Stacy, yes.
Okay, so I sent some patches to my best friend. I've been trying to get her to try them for the longest time, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to send her, some. She has not watched any videos, but I've known her for 24 years, so here we go. So she called me Saturday, and she says, I have a story to tell you. And she has many, many ailments, but she started placing them on her. She hasn't felt anything yet, but I told her, I said, it is working. She goes, okay. But I placed them on my husband also, who has really bad pain in his hands and everything. So he came, she put them on at night. So then he went to work the next day, and by the time he got home, he was hurting again. So they put another patch on. And then the next day, I told her, I said, try it during the day while he's working so he could drink, water, and it'll probably work better for him. So they did that the third day. And then his boss said, dude, what are you doing? He's getting ready to retire. He's like in his 60s and stuff. And he goes, I don't know. This stuff is working on my protons and my neurons. And I was laughing so hard. I'm like, it's his stem cells. She goes, I know, I've told him it's his stem cells, but he is getting remarkable results. And I'm actually going to be talking to her today. I don't know if she's going to sign up as a PC or a distributor. I'm going to talk to her, but I'm just really glad that he's getting good benefits from this. And it's the first time he put it on, he noticed something. So just want to share that.
Awesome. Awesome share. Thank you, Stacy. I think Victoria's next, and then Mike.
Yeah, just one quick thing that nobody seemed to catch up on was when David was doing his last bit on the second half. We had a screen up there with Alavita on there, and there were 2 new products back behind him with the Alavita. I'm guessing it's eye cream and a face wash, which would be awesome. So we got something new coming, and I think it's coming fast.
Good eye, Victoria.
The other question is, I did not do the registration for 2022 right away, and now I can't find it. So if somebody has where it's at on the where the link is, I can't find it.
Does anyone have that? Can put it in the chat?
Robin said she put it in our Facebook group.
Yeah, it's on Facebook.
Okay. It's on our Live Younger Facebook group, everybody. Register for 2022.
Great.
Okay, Mike?
Just real quick, I have a fairly new rep who called me last night, real excited at 10:30. And she said she talked to a neighbor who asked if she was open to some concepts to help with her pain. And she said yes. She placed the X39, I guess had been doing a lot of follow-ups with a doctor, and I guess in her breast area, she put it there and literally woke up the next day and called the rep and said, not only did it work there, taking the pain away that the doctors couldn't address, but her knee, she took it off of there and put it on her knee, which was hurting, and got relief there. So she's ready to buy product as a result of literally an overnight success. And it, of course, helps to encourage the rep as well. So I was really, that makes me feel good as a, couple generations away. So I see the growth.
That's X39, Mike? Was that X39?
Yes, okay. It was.
Awesome. Thank you. Yay. Looks like, I can't read your name,
Bernadette.
Bernadette. Yes, please.
So I never testify, but my friend Jennifer's here, so I'm going to try to give her courage. So last night I had a lot of anxiety about taking my daughter to the dentist this morning, and I tried the Silent Nights patch, and I was able to fall asleep by 12, and I was tossing and turning for like 2 hours. So that really helped me sleep last night. And then this morning I was driving on possible black ice, and I tried the Nirvana patch, which my daughter wears every day. And I decided, okay, I'm going to deserve the Nirvana patch today. And it really helped my driving stress, and I got there fine, and it was fine. In the waiting room, I was fine. The other thing real quick about the conference was I talked to a nurse, and she explained to me that p-value he was talking about, the 0.03 for that study. And she said, yeah, that's a really good confirmation that it's working. The X39 is working.
Nice.
By the way, for those of you who don't know, that statistical value, p less than 0.03, has to do with the unlikelihood that this would happen by chance. So when you have a p-value of less than 0.03, it means it's almost impossible that it would happen by chance, because you know, people will say, well, that could have happened by chance. And if you have anything that's less than 0.03, that's really good in the scientific literature. So that's what our studies are doing. Awesome. Who else would like to share in the next, I don't know, how much time do we have, Gregory? Oh, we're just about getting to the bottom of the hour here, the bottom of the half hour. If there's someone that would like to share, let's go ahead and let one more person share, and then we'll maybe talk about tonight, what's going to happen tonight.
I do have a story, Michelle. I was talking with one of our customers that's been with us for 6 months, and she was telling me about her experience with the X39. So her biggest thing was that she was an athlete. She's 74 years old, but she was an athlete most of her life, and she wasn't able to do this, and now she can. She swims, and she was saying, "Oh, did I tell you that I walk 23,000 steps a day?" I said, "No." She's like, 10 miles a day. She goes, "Oh yeah, and I feel like I'm 40. I said, "Cool." So all that age thing that we were learning about over the weekend, you know what I mean? There's people walking it. So I just thought I'd add that as a sort of final comment.
Thank you. Well, our community is growing. Welcome to everyone to this call and anyone who's new. And we have a call tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern. And it's our Team Live Younger community call. And Gregory, would you like to share what we're going to do tonight?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Thanks, Michelle. And thanks everyone for joining us here this morning. Yeah, so every Monday evening, we have our Live Younger community updates and training call. And tonight it's going to be conference highlights. It's going to be NOVA highlights. You're going to hear from a number of our top leaders. They're going to share, you know, just the essence of, you know, highlights of the conference. And it's going to be inspiring for those of us that were there and for, you know, some that weren't. So that's going to be an important thing. And we'll talk about the specials that they're running and anything else that's relevant. So be on the watch for your Live Younger News You Can Use newsletter. Comes out in the mid-afternoon every Monday. If you're not getting them, you can go to liveyoungernewsletter.com and subscribe, and we'll add you to the mailing list. So that's it from my side.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for being here. And it seems, Gregory, that SMS, that text service is really working. Hope everybody's getting the reminder text. If you're not, then contact Gregory and let him know that you're always getting reminders an hour before our calls if you've signed
real quickly, Michelle, just tell everybody, if you want to start getting text, just in your text messaging system, just enter 96,000. That's 96 and 3 zeros, 9,600 or 96,000. And then in the message, just put Live Younger, with or without a space, doesn't matter. And that will send you, you know, a notification that you acknowledge, and you'll start getting a 1 hour reminder before our calls.
Excellent. Robin, do you have anything before we close?
Tomorrow night is Dr. Walt.
Tomorrow night is Dr. Walt.
Tomorrow night is Dr. Walt. He's the acupuncturist nurse as well. All right, everybody. Yay, keep on amplifying this energy from the conference. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you tonight.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Save some eggs for you. I had to eat because I have to take my hormones.